What is the kingdom of God? At its simplest, it's this. It's the result of God's mission to rescue and renew sin-marred creation. So whenever you see justice done, whenever you see reconciliation, whenever you see forgiveness in its smallest or its greatest, whenever you see peace, whenever you see healing, whenever you see someone come to Christ, whenever you see that, you're seeing the kingdom of God at work. You're seeing restoration. That's what it's all about, is rescuing and restoring sin-marred creation and its creatures. It's all about Jesus establishing his rule and defeating his enemies. And here's the thing, and this is when we misunderstand the kingdom. It is a journey and it's a destination. In other words, just by the fact that we're living right now today, you're on that journey. If you're a Christian and you have put your faith in Jesus, you're on that journey. That's part of the kingdom. This isn't, just because you have hardship doesn't mean you're not living in the kingdom. You're living in the kingdom, in the not yetness of the kingdom. But see, the kingdom of God, it's an already thing that's happened and it's a not yet. Already Jesus has defeated sin. He has not yet put it all down for good. And so it's a destination as well. And when Jesus comes back and he restores all things, you will see the kingdom of God in its fullness. You see, guys, we know something is wrong, don't you? You know something is wrong. That's why there's terror. That's why there's sickness. That's why we hurt. That's why this world is sick. We know there is something wrong. And so a message of a kingdom of God, that's good news. But we look out and we see that something's wrong. And what we do is, instead of leaning on Christ and the kingdom of God, is we come up with fake kingdoms. Let me give you an example. What happens when somebody dies? What do? We have a funeral. What do we do at most of those funerals? We try to dress death up, don't we? We take the person's body, we put makeup on it, we put them in their normal clothes, we put them in a coffin with cushions, as if they need the cushions. We put flowers in there. I hate the smell of funeral flowers. I hate it. But we put all these flowers and the wreaths and the pictures and the videos. We talk about how they're in a better place, how they lived a good life. Then we close the coffin. And what do? We go to a garden and we put them down in the ground. I remember when we buried my brother, there's no gravestones. Nothing protruding out of the ground to try and mask death a little bit more. They're underneath the grass almost. If you didn't know it was a graveyard, you would never know. And we lower the dead body that's dressed up into the ground, and we put flowers there, and it's serene. And why do we do this? Because we want a fake kingdom. We're not addressing death for what it is. It's ugly. It's disgusting. It's the enemy. It's the worst of all. And the reason we do these things is because we want this kingdom that Jesus is talking about. We desire it with everything that we have. We don't want to die. We don't want to think about death. We don't want to be overcome by our enemies. Why? Because we look at this and we say, this is broken. We want this kingdom, and Jesus is coming and saying, I'm going to put an end to all of it. You see, when the kingdom comes, every grave is opened. Every body is reconstituted. Everybody joins God in the air and will face him as either judge or as a father. Every single person. You say, well, how is that possible? Where there's billions of people and they became dust. If you believe Genesis 1 and 2, you can believe this. Jesus formed man out of dust. He can do it again. And the Bible tells us he's going to reconstitute us. We're going to have these bodies that are going to be glorified, and we're going to face God. And he's going to put an end to all death. That's the kingdom fully realized.